everyone, I am Neel and today I have with me Mr. Deepankar Vishwas. Hello Mr. Vishwas. And Mr. Vishwas is the CEO and co-founder of Botman Networks, which is anti-fraud security software. Today I'm going to have a question and answer session with Mr. Vishwas on creativity and technological literacy. Mr. Vishwas, speaking about creativity, we have seen that over the past 2 decades or so, many new companies have emerged, and some of those companies have led to a huge change in the kind of technology that we see today. Um, we have Apple, which is still a forerunner of technology, and we have entrepreneurs like Elon Musk who have invented reusable rockets. So my question to you is, when a candidate comes to you for an interview, how much do you focus on the creativity aspect of things, and how much do you focus on the critical thinking and problem solving aspect of things?
Okay. So thanks for having me, Neel. I think you're doing a fantastic job in terms of exploring these areas of creativity and technology literacy. So especially in our case, when candidates come in here as anti-fraud security company, we tend to give them problems in two domains. One is a straightforward algorithm and problem solving issue. And the second one is we give them problems wherein we ask them to solve it with the knowledge they haven't acquired. For example, they are a Java developer or a PHP developer. So we give them a completely new set of technologies and then ask them to figure out how they can solve the same problem using the new technologies which they don't know. If they are able to study that, figure it out, put something together and creatively solve it, that is where you can evaluate a candidate based on creativity.
So what you're saying is creativity is coming up with new things you haven't heard of.
Yes.
Right? How much of creativity is actually based on previous knowledge?
See, as I told you, you need to know a 1 plus 1 before you can solve complex mathematical problems. So a foundation is always necessary, but if you only use the knowledge which you have, you will be duplicating things and not creating things. So if you have to create a new thing altogether, do the thing which you don't know.
So what you're trying to say is that when a candidate building up his knowledge base, he should also focus on solving out of the box problems. That's creativity. Moving on to the topic of technological literacy. What is technological literacy exactly?
Okay, technology literacy, in my terms, I would say anyone over and above the standard definition of literacy of 7-year-old. At various levels, you can qualify him to be technologically literate or illiterate. So it could be a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced level. So for example, a 7-year-old guy today in today's world can know how to do programming, and on the other hand, he may not know anything at all about technology. He might be just playing. 2 7-year-olds can be at a beginner and an intermediate or an illiterate level also in context of technology.
And how do you think technological literacy, as we see, it has been increasing exponentially over the past 2 decades or so? How do you think the increase in technological literacy is going to affect the world? Will it be in a positive or a negative?
At this moment, for the next 30 odd or 40 odd years, I can clearly see it going positive. But I have this very pragmatic fear that eventually technology is going to overtake what we know. And there will be problems which we don't know about, and they will be kind of unsurmountable. So yes, there is a big threat using technology in an excessive way.
And how can technological literacy be increased in rural areas or even areas where technology is not very prevalent, and that bridges the gap between rural and urban society?
See, the way things are happening, technology progression is very natural to the rural areas. It is already happening. Digital infrastructure, digital devices, access to knowledge, so internet is already happening. Education is being imparted through technology to rural areas, and eventually the gap is kind of reducing in a very, very rapid basis.
So, can creativity be applied to prevent the misuse of
Yes,
technological
that's a very
literacy?
good question. If creativity is used in a positive way, then that is a very good tool for the good, so-called good guys, to use technology to prevent more and more frauds, more and more cybercrime, more and more cyberbullying, more and more abuse.
And we know the converse is true, that increase in technological literacy will lead to an increase in creativity also.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Vishwas, for taking out some of your valuable time for this interview.
Thank you so much, Neel. It was a great interview and very nice questions you had. Thank you so much.
Technology does not suppress creativity, instead, it enhances it. And one of the biggest examples is a man who is an inspiration to the world and who once said that looking for a solution is the biggest problem. Elon Musk. He is a far-sighted, futuristic, and a barrier-free thinking, Canadian-American businessman who will rarely exist on this planet, is capable of even controlling the future. In the age of 10, he read so many books that even a graduate wouldn't be able to in his entire lifetime. While we were all at our homes wondering what to do in our free times, he was busy at home making his own games and selling it online. And one of the games he created, he sold it for $500 to an online company at the age of 12. He was so capable, so creative. He is a self-taught programmer and a rocket scientist, and at a very young age, he persuaded a deep vision, obsession, and persistence to change this planet. One of the things which he said inspired me a lot is that I do not expect to do things which are possible. Instead, I expected to do things which needed to be done. He is the reason to the world's most top-class companies, about which my friends will let you know.
Have you guys ever thought of something called as commercially viable space rockets? Just imagine going to space at a cheaper cost when compared to previous generation. Yeah, it was first made possible by a company called SpaceX, yet another huge company by Elon Musk. So what is the unique about SpaceX? So let me explain you in detail. So after Elon Musk was thrown out from his own company PayPal, he got a lump sum amount of $165 million, and he started thinking, why not start life at Mars? Mars? Yeah. Just imagine his thought process. How can someone think just like that? Yeah, let's take all the humans on Mars and let's start a life on Mars. But yeah, Elon Musk did think of it, and immediately he went to Russia, because at that time Russia was a huge manufacturer of space rockets, and there he said that I want few rockets which carry us to Mars. So Russian scientists think about it and agreed, but they said that you have to pay an amount of $8 million. What? $8 million? Are you kidding? $8 million? So he thought that $8 million per rocket is too much. He rejected the deal immediately and came back to America. Then he thought that why can't we make rockets commercially viable as Henry Ford did. Henry Ford was the first to make vehicles, automobiles commercially viable in a huge scale. So from this he started a plan of making the rockets commercially viable. Because previously he did not have any knowledge about space science. So what he did, he took the books, searched internet, he by himself studied rocket science, and he started a company called SpaceX. So can you imagine a person who has zero knowledge of space? He did by himself and started a company called SpaceX. Just think of his creativity. So once he started SpaceX, so many people were thinking, how can a private space organization design such a rockets? So many people started making fun of him. As you know, the companies like NASA, which are government organized, are very successful. So many people thought, how can a private company be in such a way? So imagining this, but Elon Musk never listened to anyone. He himself worked hard, and at last he announced that yeah, I am going to launch a rocket. So but initially in first trial the rocket got burst. In the same way, continuous next 2 trials, one rocket got lost in space and again didn't even reach the orbit. So then people lost hope, no, he can never do this. But Elon Musk always had a principle that failure is just an option. So he again have done a bounce back, and he in the 4th trial he successfully launched a rocket in the orbit. So you just understand here the situation was he just not even have to launch the rocket at a lower cost, at a cheaper cost, but also have to bring the rocket back to the earth. So that was the challenge, and in the last and 4th trial he was successfully able to do that, and he got a contract of 1.5 billion from NASA, and today officially all the NASA satellites are launched by his rocket SpaceX. So by all this, just we can just imagine the creativity level of Elon Musk.
A very warm welcome to everyone. I'm Nikita, here to speak about the mission to Mars. As you all know that Elon Musk is the founder and the CEO of SpaceX. SpaceX has been a great contribution to the mankind and the space travel by redefining the space vehicle architecture and creating a vision towards the betterment of mankind and beyond possibilities. That is mission to Mars, the route to making mankind multiplanetary. So, why Mars? Mars is one of the Earth's closest habitable neighbors. Its atmosphere is primarily carbon dioxide with some nitrogen and argon and a few other trace elements, which means that we can grow plants on Mars just by compressing the atmosphere. Gravity on Mars is about 38% of that of Earth. Also, the day length is remarkably close to that of Earth, which makes it perfect for habitation. Starship, the Mars vehicle. Starship will be the world's most powerful launch vehicle ever developed, with the ability to carry in excess of 100 metric tons of Earth orbit, drawing on an extensive history of launching vehicle and engine development programs. With an aim of sending 100 people to Mars, Starship is the central vision of Elon Musk. Elon's dedication and hard work towards mankind is worth appreciating. His visionary and ambition of achieving the impossible serves the perfect example of working hard to build a better future. His mission to Mars is 6 years ahead, but his vision is a decade ahead. Thank you.
As communities and economics evolve, the way we use energy changes, and today's grid isn't flexible enough to meet these new and ever-changing needs. The building is connected with solar and intelligent devices that always connect and communicate with each other. The system creates and stores energy as it wants, and throughout the day it stores the energy, and any extra energy that is left flows back on the grid to the power energy buildings, and then is communicated and supplied to the entire community. This is the grid of tomorrow, and this distribution happens more efficiently and evenly and more cost efficient. Creativity is found in the entire system. Without creativity, we can't make our future possible, and making it more cost efficient is where you need more creativity, and this is done by him using solar, that is the sun energy that is available on Earth, on this planet 24/7, that is every day, every minute. The energy that is present on this planet is utilized as our future city, that is the solar city. So I feel this is a lot of creativity, and this is how a future is possible.
Hello everyone, this is Eshwar. When I hear the words technology literacy and creativity, the only name comes to my mind is Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla company. He is the world's richest man after Jeff Bezos. He also owns the private space station called SpaceX. Okay, now let's talk about Tesla. Elon Musk has very inspiring journey. The way he made his electric car so successful, which doesn't have much market, was so remarkable. Back in 2003, electric cars were made in the name of EV1, but due to less driving range, high cost and battery issues, it doesn't have much market value to keep the electric car dream alive. Due to the failure of electric cars, many cars were dumped in the hot desert. But Elon Musk has different thoughts about it. At first, he joined Tesla as an investor and also managed some other roles. Tesla's plans were very simple, but potentially very brilliant. Number 1. Focusing on lithium-ion batteries which were cheaper and more powerful. Number 2. Start with high range and high performance car. Number 3. Achieving economies of scale so that Tesla could target other sectors like semi-truck and also other technologies like automated cars. So the plan was set to build the first high performance car from Tesla company named Roadster. But in the meantime, Tesla company went to bankruptcy. So several CEOs came and went. And in the year 2008, Elon Musk became the CEO of the Tesla company. He made drastic changes to save the company. He cut 25% of workforce, recalled 75% of roadsters, raised $40 million, and also found partnership with Diamond, borrowed $465 million with US government. He targeted a wider market by introducing car models called S, Model S and Model X. By the year 2017, Tesla surpassed the Ford's market value by $52.3 billion. To understand Tesla's ambitious future plans, we need to know two things. Their mission is to convert sustainable energy to transition energy so that we can charge the car at home. Another is to upgrade factory so that vehicle assembly is going to be fully automated. At last, this was the success story of Elon Musk and Tesla company, which inspired many youngsters to enhance their goals.
Hyperloop is a concept developed by SpaceX and Tesla founder Elon Musk for ultra-fast intercity travel. Elon Musk first publicly mentioned the Hyperloop in 2012. His initial concept incorporated reduced parachute tubes in which pressurized capsules ride on air bearings driven by linear induction motors and axial compressors. The Hyperloop concept has been explicitly open-sourced by Musk, and SpaceX and others have been encouraged to take ideas and fully develop them. So what makes Hyperloop different? There are two big factors between Hyperloop and traditional rail. Firstly, the pod carrying passengers travel through tubes or tunnels from which most of the air has been removed to reduce friction. This should allow the pods to travel at up to 750 miles per hour. Secondly, rather than using wheels like train or cars, the pods are designed to float on air skis using the same basic idea as an air hockey table, or use magnetic leviation to reduce friction. A number of different companies are working to turn the idea into a functioning commercial.